Okay, guys. Today we're going to have a shot at drawing this little character here. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of pencil in that. Used a lot of graphite pencil, and the background I've used a little bit of pastel. There's a bit of glare there. We're trying to avoid that. But that's who we're going to be working on today. Little champion guy. Okay, so he's got a white hat. There's a bit of colour in his hat too, if you notice. Okay, he's not got a white hat, but got a bit of colour there. Got a bit of shading on his cheeks. Got a little trumpet there he's playing, got a couple of music notes there. He's a bright little fella, so we're going to have a go at him today, guys. And you can use pencils or you can use colour pencils, whatever you want. Okay, so let's get started on it. Of course, as usual, we start with the eyes. Okay, yeah, so have a bit of a shot there, guys. Here we go, going to get started. Okay, let's make sure our pencil's nice and sharp. Let's sharpen your pencil up nice and sharp. Okay. I'm using the 2B now. Something soft if you can. Right? Okay, so here we go. We'll start with the eyes again, and of course we want to get those nice organic shapes. Nice organic rounded shapes like so. Okay. Turn your page around if you have to. Start with this first eye. It's always good to start with the eyes because you can work your way out from there. See? You're probably noticing that one there, I've got all different thicknesses. Like once again, I'm a bit thin here and I've got a bit thick there. So try and get a bit of thick and thin going on as again, like we did on the last exercise. You can see how far in I came in there, quite a bit. Okay, came in quite a bit there. Okay, so try and get that thick and thin. And I'm just going to be closer to the page so we can see what's going on. Yeah. Some nice thick and thin stuff going on, guys, that's it. All the way around. So, go. We've got a good bit of thick and thin going there. There's a nice organic lines going on, see? So, same with the other one. Do your other eye. Actually, with that one, you probably want to do is a sheet coming there straight away. I've gone thick and thin with that too, you probably notice. A nice soft pencil, it's easy to colour in. Nice soft pencil. It doesn't matter if you've got a HB or something. That doesn't matter. So now let's do the inside of that eye. This is a much easier style of drawing to do today. We're not doing a lot of structure work today. This is more for fun. So very creative. It's all right if he turns out differently. He's your little guy. He can be whatever you want him to be. Okay, he's got a little black spot in the middle of his eye there. Okay. Okay, so there's one eye. Just get that one eye sorted out first. And then we can start on the other eye. Okay? Same sort of deal. Now I'm sort of moving away from the page again. Let's go. Remember I talked to you about, again, that nice organic flow and having the page in a comfortable position. Like, because I'm left-handed, I'm going like this. If you were right-handed, of course, you would be sort of that way. Okay, if you were right-handed. But I'm left-handed. So pulling towards you, always swirling towards you into your chest. Swirling into your chest. So just practice doing that for a bit before you find it. Natural flow. And then you can see we've got a bit of thick and thin going on there as well. Now, let's do a little bit there. A little bit of thick and thin business going on there. Probably a bit rugged there. Nice curves. Right in there like so. Just make your little line in the middle there. Circular piece in the middle. Of course, around the outside again. Starting in there, flicking. Get a nice natural flick to the outside like so. Okay. Nice and smooth. So nice and smooth. Yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Eyes a little bit. Get those eyes looking the same. Get about the same size if you can. Might need to make it a little bigger. Okay, so we've done that. So I may as well do his eyebrows now. And with his eyebrows, go straight through. But then I make a nice thick at one end and a run in thin at the other. See how I did that? Colour in then. You can either have a rounded or a square end. It's up to you. Sometimes I do a square end. Sometimes I do a rounded end. Do your other eyebrow. It doesn't matter if they go the same as each other. It does not matter at all. It is kind of important that you keep your pencil nice and sharp. the trumpet. If you've got a soft pencil, you'll find you'll have to sharpen it up quite regularly, actually. So keep a nice sharp end on the pencil. Okay. Unless you're doing shading, just cover the cheek there like so. Go. Coming along nicely, guys, as you can see. Coming along very nicely. Let's just do his nose. So once again, make a couple of yourself. Just touch the ends of those other parts that I've done. Just touch the ends of them. See, I've done that on an arch right around the ends of those protruding parts. I like to fill in that area too. Right around. Because this is simple enough, this part here, okay? The hard part, I guess, is just colouring in that little nostril underneath. We'll try and get them pretty spot on if you can. Okay? Of course, they don't have to be absolutely spot on. Make them interesting. There we go. A couple of little things there. Now with his lip, bit more kind of rugged on the lips, like not smooth lines, but like he's got cracks in his lips or something. Right? You know, you draw them in lightly first, and then you can get more serious. Remember that you can always draw lightly. See how I'm drawing lightly there, just over the lips. I see, if I like it, I think, yep, let me colour it in. I like it. Put a couple of marks up there to show that he's got a bit of a crease in his lips going on there, like so. Go. Not looking too bad at all. Okay. Now the reason why his lips are a bit funny at the other end is because I've got a bugle coming out there, or a trumpet. So let's do his little bottom lip here too. So his bottom lip's kind of funny as well. It's the bottom lip's a bit creased up as well, and it's all kind of crooked and weird. There's really no wrong way to do this. You can do it whatever way you want. Okay. There's his bottom lip. Okay. Creased up also. If you want to make it look more like a lip, you can go up as far as you want there. Come up a little bit more than I should there, but anyway. Now we can draw our trumpet. So draw it in nice and light first, just so you can get your shape. Okay, nice and light, like so. Now we're starting to branch out a bit now, so it's time to get our pencil flicking. See how we're flicking that side of the trumpet? Don't try to go up around the other side if you're uncomfortable. Just turn it around and flick it up the other way. There we go. Looking better. There we have it. So now that he's done, we've also got a couple of little music notes sort of on the top of his trumpet there. So just saw 6 straight lines like that. See that? 6 straight lines. And then draw little oval shaped things on the top of that. Okay? And that represents the buttons that trumpet players use when they're playing their instrument. They put the fingers on that, see? There we go. I want to colour them in a little bit, maybe on one side, make it look a bit realistic. Then bring your trumpet through and start getting heavy with your line. Get nice. Because remember, we need the thick and thin stuff still. We still need that nice thick and thin sort of stuff going on. Right? So with the other side, okay. Oh, that's really thick, isn't it? Probably a little too thick. I think we'll get it back then. And then you can have shade coming up underneath there if you really want, like so. You know, a bit of shade. Cross hatching coming up from the top. Okay. Like that. You can either leave it like that or you can get your finger and rub it in. Get a nice bit of shading going on like that. See that, guys? It's up to you, whatever you want to do there. Now, once again, nice solid swirls like so. The more you practice drawing, the better you come at it. The quicker you get too. The more confident you get as well. So true to anything like sports, music, instruments, it's all about practice. It's all about just getting used to swinging your pencil around, getting those nice shapes. It's all about the nice shape. Just think about the shape you're making at the time and ask yourself, is this a good shape? Am I doing a nice job? So a couple of swirly lines inside the trumpet like so. And make it look nice and effective. Get that nice bit of shade going on there as well, as you can see. In the back around. Okay. Starting to look very trumpety, isn't it? Okay. Now, we want to do his outside of his face. So this is a little different. His face is a little different outside here. It's a little bit different than normal. As you can see, it's not exactly round. It's got all these kind of odd shapes going on. So, just sort of use your imagination and just sort of, run. It doesn't matter. Run a line down here like so. Just lightly. Okay, you see? Okay, we've got his jaw. Now he's a little bit distorted, so it doesn't matter if it's distorted. We want him distorted. Okay, we've got the bottom part of his jaw just there. Of course, we've got his chin, which we're going to bring in like that. So light at first, guys, just like that. Let's get that. Now, we're up the other side. Now, this guy doesn't have to look the same on the other side. He is looking a little bit to the left. Okay, so we're not trying to duplicate that shape we had before. Okay? This one goes right down the side. See that? Just like a snake. Okay, so get those outside shapes happening like so. Just get a nice little line first. Once you've established that you're happy with them, then you can start laying on the heavy line. You've probably noticed my pencil needs sharpening again. Not much, just enough to get a point on there. Get those nice organic lines happening there now. Beautiful. Love those organic curvy lines. I love them. Great satisfaction there to draw in. It's great. It's a great feeling. Spin back into there like so. Of course, we want our thick and thin business going on there. Got it exactly how we like it. Don't forget, you can always rub it out here. Just sort of, same sort of thing. A little half round thing there to start with. Then move it back into it here. If you want to put a little tint in there, you can. It's up to you. But let's get that thick and thin motion happening again. Okay. Put a little bit of stuff in there or something. Let's get the top part sorted. That's gone a little bit too thick. But hey, what does it matter? Who's going to notice something like that, eh? Well, I prefer that to be a bit thinner, but never mind. There's one here on that side. Of course, I've got the other side of his head. Now remember that important little thing. You don't want to smudge your work too much. Put a piece of paper over the top of the area that you have to go across. And then just start getting a nice, beautiful, organic line through there like a snake. Like a snake and snakes and ladders, how they kind of wind up and down the board. That's what you want, a nice, beautiful, curvy line, like so. Okay. And another one under here, just like that. It's a nice simple one there. So take this away every now and then so you can see how you're going. Every now and then have a look at how you're doing. As you can see, we're doing all right, okay? So let's get this one here sorted as well. Another nice flat line under there as well. Just chin done. Chin should be easy. That's a fairly simple process, this chin. Just again, if you want to come in a bit thicker around that area there. See how I've come in thick there? Colour that thick area in. There goes, beautiful. Up like that. Fine. He's looking really good, isn't he? You like him? I like him a lot. Okay. Now he's got a couple of eyebrows in there too, which is fairly easy. To make it easy on yourself, first just do a little swirl like that, okay? A little swirl, okay? But then what you've got to do is you've got to have a nice thick area here and then run it down into a nice thin area on the end outside. Okay. Once again, staying nice and thin, okay, just for now, and then running back and thinning out as you go out, okay? And that's just roughing out because you've got to do that heavy line work again, right? The eyebrow, okay? Get a nice, just like you're doing a scribble actually. It's quite easy. Just scribble him in there. Make it nice and that's all you need for an eyebrow. Same with this one here, just get a nice squiggle on. Like so. That's all you need, see that? Beautiful. Now here's where it gets tricky because you've got to, I like this little tiny, you see here I've got this nice little dark area underneath this hat, or is that just a little bit too big for you? Okay, that looks, Really authentic when you do that. Okay. Okay, so it'll come along very nice. So like I was saying, we want to get that nice little bit of black underneath that little corner. So what we need to do is to run our pencil just around that little bend like that. See that? Around the little bend, and then go over the top, and then kind of finish off on the other side. Okay. Just a light line for now. See that, guys? Just a nice swirl. Then go down about an inch and do a similar sort of thing a little bit further away from the hat itself. Turn your page if you need to. Turn your page. And let's tuck him in under there where he belongs, alright? So we see we've got a nice shape there for that, right? Top part of your hat. Now, you see where his head's kind of coming out here? You don't want to go too far that way, otherwise his hat looks too small for him. So let's start just above that section so that we know where. The same on this side here. If you're looking at this side, we started here, his hat's obviously going to look too small for his head. We've got to make sure it looks like his head is actually fitting inside the hat itself. Once you've done that, this one I like to fold under, like a wave on the ocean, bang, like a little wave, very nice little organic line there, okay. Second one coming off about there and meeting up with that guy on that side. And there you have your hat. You see that? Very good. Now once again, we need a nice organic line, so let's get a nice swirl going on there. Okay? Nice swirl. Bit thick and thin stuff going on. You don't have to do it this way. If you're not comfortable with doing a completely solid line, you can still use the technique I taught you earlier, the flicking technique I showed you a little bit. I'm about to show you now once I finish off this. Get that to a nice point, okay? There's another sharpening job for me. Of course, we don't want that little piece sticking out. So, if you're more comfortable with the flicking technique, then just flick it around like that. This is creating a thick and thin across. So maybe start off thick and sort of thin out as you're going along. Thin out and maybe run out thick again at the end. See, just if you want to, and then just finish it off nice and smooth. You don't want jagged edges on that little guy. Bring him in like so. And there we have it up the top, guys, right? Same with this guy here. If you prefer the flicking motion to get you thick and thin, go ahead. But get nice heavy lines. Press nice and solid. You probably noticed I haven't been protecting the artwork down here either. See all the smudges I'm getting on there? I'm really trying to protect that as well. Not easy. It's up to you. You don't have to. Sometimes the smudges look quite natural. So I like to get that like that. Of course, we're filling in that area, remember? Because that's where our little peak was. I'm going to go a little bit thicker here and maybe thin out as I go along like so. See that, guys? Maybe go a bit thick again at the end, maybe something like that. Same with our outside one. Get a nice thick and thin line going in there, like so. Here we go. As you can see. And ducking right under like so. There we go. There's nice organic lines tucking under. Pulling them straight. And there we go. Look at that, guys. Finish off the other side of his little face there, of his hat, I should say. Once again, another nice organic thick and thin presentation there. And there we have his head. All completely done, guys. Look at that. He's looking pretty good. Okay, so now I've got a little polar neck sweater on his up the top here. You don't have to do that. What I do, so a bit of a fluffy line out through there, fluffy line out there. And just run a line around underneath so that you know where to stop and start, right, like so. Once you've done that, then you can draw some more fluffy like little C's, like when you're trying to draw the letter C. When you get to here, though, you've got to change direction. for the other side of his neck. So get those nice little C's happening like so, all right? And then his shoulders will go down like that onto his little straps, right? And then, just don't draw a shoulder, then draw a little strap there. These is his little braces. Now, they don't have to look fantastic. In fact, the more rugged they look, the more real they look. So do a little square section there, another section out there like that. Draw a little section like that, and then draw the rest of these braces like that. So if you want to detail your braces, okay, it's just a matter of nice sharp line, okay, nice and sharp, and then just come inside a little bit, see that? Just like that, come inside a little bit like that. Then, do the rest. And do a couple of lines running in for the braces like so. Bottom of the brace, same sort of thing. You want a bit of thick and thin going on, not too thick because it's only a what do they call it? Accessory, that's right. Accessory, okay? Shoulder, put a bit of meat on that. You want a bit on that. Let's get his shoulder happening. So, you can see his other shoulder. So, and again with his braces, just a little square here. Here's that middle section. Need a bit of detail in that. So once again, keep it nice and sharp. Let's get that shape happening. There we go. And then just run some lines through there. Here we go. Now back to the hollow neck sweater. Get a nice little bit of solid stuff on there. Get those little C's happening. Tuck it in underneath like so. Okay. Tuck them in underneath. Just like that. Some thick, some thin. Some thick, some thin. Okay. Here's where we make the exchange right here. We just change over here. Okay. Doesn't have to be greatly detailed, that polo neck sweater. Okay. He's just got his big jumper on there. He's probably feeling a bit cold. Let's get him finished off. And there we go. And that's just about doing. So, here we have our little guy, guys. So, now it's just a matter of shading or colouring or whatever you want to do. Okay. Remember all the shading I showed you how to do before? It's just a matter of doing that. For example, if you just run your pencil very softly along his jaw, like so. Just like so. Put it a little bit heavier on the edge. Notice I'm going a bit heavier on the edge there. Let's get in closer so you can see what's happening there. Okay, now I'm going a little bit heavier on the very edge there. I'm going to go in a few directions with that too. I'm going to go up and down with that. Put a little bit in here. Okay, and then I'm going to get my finger, or you can use, one of these little guys if you like, just to make it look like a nice natural blend. Now, these are very popular, these. You've seen these before for cleaning your ears and things. Well, you shouldn't actually clean your ears with these, by the way. And then you completely blend everything. Of course, across here you've got some cheeks, so you want a little bit of definition across the cheeks there, okay? Because he's, one across there as well. They start off a bit heavier in the actual cheek itself, come down a little bit. Okay, give it a bit of blend. Blend it and so forth. Use your finger, use whatever you want there. Same with his nose. Just sort of fill in one side of his nose, a bit heavier than the other side. Just like so. And you can spread that out. Spread it out across his nose, that whole blend. So one side's a little bit lighter than the other side. Okay? If you need to put a little bit more on, put a little bit more in the corner there, right in the back there. Just add that extra dimension of shade. Okay, so we'll see how that is there. So do that all over. Okay, guys, do that all over. The hat too, you can probably just use the black parts of your cotton tube to get those nice natural things going through the hat there. That's all I did with the other one. I just around like that, get up around this corner here like this. Another trick I like to show you. You pet your pencil and you scrub it in there like that with your pencil. and then you took your cotton tip and you rubbed it all over that pencil there, what happens there is that you pick up the lead on the end of the cotton tip, see? You can use that some mild light blending, like on the top. See that there? You can see how that's colouring in there. It's very hard to see with that light, but you can see how you're getting that in around the top there. A little bit up at the back corner. That's how you do that kind of blending, alright? You blend him all over like that. You know, you do his trumpet a little bit if you want to do a bit more on his trumpet. Just sort of do your own thing, you know. And of course with the background you can do the same sort of things I did with mine with the pastels or whatever. So there you go, guys. That's our lesson for today. Hope you certainly enjoyed it. That trendy little fellow right there. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.